worked out for me, so I'm happy about it.
Take us through that. I mean, what does that feel like to get a win like that in your first pro fight? It's not to jump on the cage, but what's going through your head at that time?
I mean, I've never knocked, well, I guess I've knocked people out, but I've never knocked anyone out just standing up, so I kind of froze for a second. I didn't know whether to hit him or not once he hit the ground, and then I was like, well, damn, I just won. And then it all registered. I was like, oh, the fight's over. I got all my teeth, so I was real happy about that.
And you did go over and kind of kneel. I mean, he was down for a couple minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
Was there concern there that, oh man, like this guy's seriously hurt? I mean, that's not a knee, the kind of knee we see very often.
I knew he was out before he hit the ground, so it concerned me a little bit. But I saw him move for a second, so I was like, all right, you can celebrate. Like, you know, it's a sport that you're bound to get hurt in, and it was just my night tonight, and you know, he ended up on the wrong end of a flying knee.
How much do you practice, you know, that in practice? How many times have you gone through that and envisioned that?
I warm up with it, you know. I warm up with a punching combination to some type of flying knee or some type of crazy kick, and you know, my partners, Carrington Banks usually, or Yuri Villafur, they're like, bro, calm down. Like, you know, they give me that calm down look, like you don't know how to control, because a lot of the tricks that I throw and a lot of the moves that I hit, half the time I really don't know how to control it. Like, I almost went over his head. So, you know, it's fun to warm up with it, though. I tell you that much. It keeps the guys off me when we're sparring, and I love that.
Have you got other things in the kit bag then, like we haven't seen yet, like the...
You have no idea.
All those things, all of those?
You have I no nothing jumping off the cage, but a lot of my setups are they end in crazy ways with crazy moves and crazy finishes. You know, I'm a setup guy. Neil Melanson has taught me to blend every single thing. So everybody's so worried about my wrestling, they have no idea that I don't have to wrestle. You know, we don't have to go 3 rounds. We can stand and bang, and you're going to be on the losing end of it 9 times out of 10 because you have no idea what I'm going to throw.
From what you're saying, it sounds like you might have ended up as an acrobat in a circus.
I'll try. Hey, if they pay good, Bellator, I got a peace out. I'll see y'all later. If they, you know, they paying good money. But no, a lot of the things that I do are acrobatic, and it comes natural. I'm a natural athlete, and so my coaches, you know, they have to hone that and say, hey, you know, let's be technicians, and that's what I have Neil Melanson for. He's a great technician. You know, you don't meet too many guys that's that big, and he's a big technician, and he's like, hey, you know, I love your flash, and I love, you know, all the risks you take, but let's reel it in. So that's good. You know, you saw that at the beginning of the fight with just the jabs. You know, he's like, jab, lower your level changes. But the whole time I'm thinking, do something crazy. Like, the whole time in my head, I'm like, yeah, let's fight. Like, let's brawl. And it helps that he hones that in. You know, he makes me a actual fighter and you know, instead of just a brawler, which, you know, it worked out really well tonight, so I'm happy.
It looks like you're going to be moved on fairly quickly with the skills you've got already. I mean, how quickly can you move on? You should just make your debut, but how far are you have quickly?
I'll fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. You know, when I started fighting, I had a rough year and a half. You know, I've only been fighting for, you know, seriously fighting for 2 years, maybe a little bit over 2 years. But I was thrown into the Black Zillions room, which, you know, I'm sparring Robin Van Roseman my second week there, and he's just beating the crap out of me. So it's like, you know, I have no fear. When I step in the cage, you know, I'm completely relaxed. I'm calm because I've seen it all. You know, I've sparred great kickboxers, you know, world-class BJJ guys. So when it comes, and I'm confident in my wrestling. So when it comes down to it, whoever Bellator says, you're going to fight him next, if it's next week, I'll go fight next week. Like, I'm literally okay with fighting at any time, at any moment, any weight class except for heavyweight or light heavyweight, because Linton beats me up in the house, and, you know, I don't want to take that chance in the actual cage.
Surely before this fight, you took a look at, you know, the roster and said, oh, when I win this fight, here's kind of where I might stand. What are some of the names that, you get to throw a name out there, and these guys are listening, right?
I was thinking, I wanted to fight Gallagher just because he has such a huge following, but I think he's hurt. So whoever they give me next is, you know, who I'm going to fight. To be honest, I think I'm going to be the next star in Bellator. So in the featherweight division, so whoever they give me, it's going to be a rough night for him, and I'll take on whoever they give me at any time. I swear.
You're a huge featherweight. How do you make your weight? Is it a struggle sort?
Dude, I was eating Snickers 2 nights ago, so it ain't that bad. It's not that bad of a cut. I could be a 35-pounder. I could be a 35-pounder, honestly. I walk around 160, 161. And I just choose not to cut that much weight. My chest is huge, so it looks like I'm big, you know, but I'm not really that big. But, you know, I think I can make 35, but it's not something that I would be interested in doing. My first couple fights were higher. I fought 55. I fought 70 one time. And so it's just kind of, this is the weight that where I train at. It's an easy cut for me, so I figured I'd just stay here if I want to be fighting for the next however long. You know, I want to be in the same weight class for a while.
When you knew you were coming to Bellator, didn't you mention Aaron Pico's name? But is that gone by the wayside then?
Look, the thing with Pico is, you send a man tampons to his gym and he doesn't respond. You can't say too much more because then you become a bully. I'm not big on being a bully. So I kind of backed off the Aaron Pico situation. And if he ever wants to fight and, you know, prove its manhood, then, hey, let's do it. If he doesn't want to fight, I'm not going to pressure him to fight me. It kind of is what it is with him. You know, I just thought that he was getting the hype. And I told him that was my hype and I was going to take it. And then at night I came and took it.
Tell us a little bit about that background. Obviously, as you say, you come from wrestling. Did you know you were going to be an MMA fighter eventually then for a few years back?
I dabbled in MMA a little bit, but for me it was I'm an emotional guy, man, and it was an emotional decision. What was supposed to be my senior year, 2 days before the season started, the NCAA contacted me and told me I was ineligible, and it was because I transferred from a Division II school. And I wrestled 2 tournaments, literally 2 tournaments I wrestled, and they took the entire year away from me. So my coaches was like, you know, they sat me down, hey man, you can't wrestle anymore, blah, blah, blah. And so I said, hey, kind of give me my degree. And at that time, the second that news came out, Greg Jones, who was the wrestling coach of the Black Zillions, hit me up and he's like, yo, you want to come down? And this was on Twitter. I was like, oh, this is a little sketch. But, you know, I was like, yeah, I'll come down and try. And I came down, everybody was nice to me, and I was like, yeah, man, this is awesome. You know, I'm taking these guys down. Their stand-up isn't that great. And then, you know, you pack up your Ford station wagon with holes in the bottom of it and you move down there and everybody's beating the shit out of you for, you know, a year and a half, 2 years. And it kind of just transformed. At first, when I was fighting, I was thinking like, I need something to do other than wrestling. And then now it turned into like, I'm such a competitor that like, man, I cannot not go back and let these guys just get the better of me. Like, it's not in me to let somebody just get the better of me. So I had to raise my level to those guys' level. And then eventually I started fighting for fighting and not fighting because I wasn't wrestling. So.
But you finished your degree, yeah?
Absolutely, got a degree in healthcare and marketing. So the marketing part paid off just a little bit, I think.
Sir, that knee looked extremely comfortable. Extremely comfortable. You did very well. What are you training to be that comfortable throwing that particular high risk of a knee?
What am I training?
Like what drill do you go through to get that comfortable throwing a knee like that?
It's a lot of just playing. So when we warm up, we play, and so that allows me to be creative. And I had to try to get something different than a lot of the times I would push a guy to the cage and then take him down. I was like, oh, well, let me try this, you know. So I started pushing guys to the cage and then kneeing them. And then eventually it just got to the point where I was in the opening. I was like, oh, let me see if I can knee this guy in the head. So, you know, it kind of just transformed as I, you know, grew a little bit as a fighter.
This fight's getting a lot of attention on social media right now. Are you a kind of a low-key guy, or are you looking forward to the fame?
Oh, I want the fame.
Nice.
The fame.
That's
Look,
awesome.
With the fame come the money. Bring me the fame. No, man.
But you're enjoying it, though. It's going to be an enjoyable ride for you for us, isn't it?
It really will be. You have no idea. Yeah, it's going to be a great time.
What a beginning.
What do you have to say to the rest of the division right here?
It's over. It's over. Grab the shovel, dig your own grave, because I'm coming for you.
Brilliant.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.